Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Game and Frame broadcast, coming to you live from Jack McManus Field in Manhattan, New York. My name is Francis Argueta, and it is my pleasure to introduce you to a big game in the Cosmopolitan Soccer League. In today's clash, second place New York International SC take on KidSuper Samba AC2. International enter the match on a 10-game undefeated streak. Earlier today, their rivals Polonia won by a decisive victory and take over first place once again. But with the victory now, International will retake that first place command with Polonia having one game in hand. CPR2, third place currently by a couple points, have a game later today at 3 p.m. In their last victory last week, Joshua Adeyokun and Dan Cohen found the back of the net, while Lucas Paredes provided his team-leading 8th assist of the season. KidSuper has shown that they can hang with the big boys. Last week, they lost to 5th place Hoboken FC by the minimum, 1-0. It is crucial for International to continue their winning ways as Polonia and CPR are continuing to breathe down their neck for first place. You won't want to miss this one. Stick around for kickoff in just a couple of minutes. And we are just seconds away from kickoffs here in Jack McManus Field. You may be able to tell that KidSuper doesn't have the 11 men on the field, but they are expecting some more reinforcement coming in at some point in this game. International has their 11 on the field. They're in all black and gold, while KidSuper has a teal pinkish color with yellow numbers on the back of their jerseys. Ref is waiting for the signal from the keepers to kick off, and there's the whistle we are long waiting for. Kickoff is on its way here between International FC and KidSuper Samba AC2. Once we have a break in action, I'll be able to provide you the lineups for both teams. As mentioned, KidSuper is going to be playing a couple men down. 3, 6, 7. They currently have 8 on the field, with more to come at some point in this game. But for International, it is Corrigan in nets with the back four of Cohen, Stevens, Johnstone, and Sam Kraft to complete the back four, as we have some action here early on in the game. Almost an own goal there, but crisis averted there by the keeper for KidSuper. Miguel and Anderson are in the center mid positions, with Adeyokun, Trot, and Teodorescu playing further up the pitch from them. And Piggott is a lone man out top for New York International. We have some early action with Teodorescu on the ball, passing it on there for a cross to be played into the box for Piggott. Doesn't land for him there. Defense is to it first, but International is going to recover the ball and keep it alive. There's Johnston on the ball, passing it over to the captain for this international squad in Stevens. Adeyokun has the ball down the pitch on the right side, waiting for support. He finds it there. 1-2 doesn't work as defense reads it well, and KidSuper looks to be going on a counter. Trying to fight for possession there. For KidSuper, be able to give you their lineup in a couple of seconds. Isaac Cleveland is starting in goal with the number 1 for them. Pretty complex lineup here, being men down, so you can expect some fluidity in the lineup as the game progresses. Well, we had Edwin Aguilar in defense with the number 14. Alongside him is Kevin Fisher, number 21. This corner is going to be taken by Adeyokun before I continue, and it goes into the box looking for a header. There's contact there. Drops once again. There's another header. And an offside call there by the linesman, as KidSuper is able to keep this game scoreless up to this point. Cayetano Sanchez, Tommy Villena, Audrin Moriyama Martin, and Jonathan Jackson complete the midfield for KidSuper. And their lone man up top looks to be Cheik Dio, the number 7. And there looks to be another offside call here on the other side for International. Or it may be a throw-in, actually. There it is, dropped by the KidSuper player. That is Jackson with the number 10. And the throw-in is being put into the field by Edwin Aguilar, trying to form some offense with the few men that are on the field and available for this KidSuper squad. There, the ball gets dispossessed, and there's a counter. Looks like a 3-on-3 happening in 4 with Adeyokun. Teodorescu looking for some space and is looking for a shot. He takes it, and it is deflected outside for the second corner of the game for International. Now it will be taken from the opposing corner We haven't been able to break the deadlock just yet in what is going to be the opening 5 minutes of this match. But the opportunities will be there as this corner is taken quickly. There's a shot blocked by the defense. It lands to the international player. Looking for some more space. It's taken down just outside the edge of the 18-yard box, and we have another free kick for international. Looks like Anderson will be the one to put this in the danger zone for the men in black. Here comes the service. Into the box it goes. There's the header. Still alive, and another offside call by the linesman as KidSuper continues to get bailed by the offside call by the linesman. KidSuper enters today with 2 wins on the season, but the latest of which came to Hoboken FC, which is also the last team to beat this international squad before they commence their 10-game undefeated streak, dating back to October 27th. They have been nothing but dangerous up from that point as this ball is going into the box, and there it goes into the net, but not before an offside call once again. The timing is a little off up to this point in the opening minutes, but it's a little bit of an odd game that International will play here as they are facing a team currently with just 8 men on the pitch, and that is including the goalkeeper. There's a throw-in. Jackson on the ball. There's a clearance looking for Cheikh Diao up front, but he gets dispossessed of the ball, and International regains possession once again. There goes Adeokun. Here comes the cross, and it's straight into the goalie's hands. And there is an out-of-bounds call. Throw in for International. Here's Anderson on the ball, looking for support, pushing down the field, finds help in Miguel, and here comes a cross to switch the position of the field over to Alex Teodorescu. Takes on his defender one-on-one, wins the battle, puts a cross into the box. There was the header. And here comes another service into the box. Missed first time, and it's into the goalie's hands once again. Oh, Jackson gives it away there. Adeokun back on the ball, loses possession. KidSuper trying to get it out of the danger zone. Won't be able to do it just yet. Here goes for Sam Kraft. Over to Miguel. And pushing further up the field is International. They'll have plenty of time on the ball this evening. There it goes, looking for Adeokun once again. And goalie reads it well. We are in the opening 10 minutes of this match. Still 0-0 despite the odds. 8-man KidSuper keeping the clean sheet as that was a very bad mishit by the keeper. Dropped down for Teodorescu. Looking for Adeokun with a brilliant pass, and he looks to put it over the keeper. He blocks the first one. Teodorescu's on the rebound, takes another shot, and goal! Teodorescu opens the scoring on this evening as International finds the first goal of the first half. 1-0 for the men in black today. Back to first place they go. Keeper was doing well up to this point, but that missed kick is what led to the opening goal for International. And they can't be given too many of those opportunities because they will make you pay. And Alexander Teodorescu proved it just there as he scores his 8th goal of the season to pair with 4 assists on the season. And International in a good position now to take solid control of first place once again. International looking on the offensive again. There's a cross, and it's just over the line for a KidSuper goal kick. Well, Cleveland didn't help the cause for KidSuper with that kick, man. Give International credit, though. They saw their opportunity. Adeokum couldn't finish first time, but there was Teodorescu, dangerous man up front for this International squad, and he made them pay. There's Kraft pushing forward now. There's the goal scorer of the game, Teodorescu, taking his player one-on-one, gets past him with ease, cuts inside again, takes another shot, and it bounced into Cleveland's hands this time safely as he starts to counter with Aguilar. But Aguilar wasn't able to keep that in play and is back once again for International. Here's Anderson. Piggott. There's switching side over to Adeokum, who lets it go further back the pitch. Here's Miguel. Doesn't make the contact he was looking for, and into Cleveland hands it goes. Last time these teams faced, it was an 8-2 victory for International at KidSuper Samba. Not a surprise to know that Teodorescu scored in that match as well, and he also provided an extra goal and 2 assists, as well did Paredes. Both men ended with 2 goals, 2 assists on that match. Early signs are pointing to more of the same in this match as KidSuper continues to play with 3 men down. Here goes for Adeokum. He's not able to get there. Cleveland, outside of that one mistake, has had a good start to this match. You have to figure the International game plan will be to continue putting those through balls in the back line. It's going to be hard for them not to be this combobble for most of this match, being that they're playing down by so much. But here's Aguilar, who takes a shot and is blocked by the defense. Anderson is to it there. It lands once again for a KidSuper player. That is Murayama Martin. But International's back on the ball. And here is the counter, starting with Piggott. Beautiful through ball there, as Piggott is one-on-one with his defense. Looking to take on the captain for KidSuper. Makes a move there, it's taken down in the box, and there's a whistle and the point to the spot for a penalty. Piggott did well to beat his defender, made a nice cut inside, and he gets a penalty out of that possession. International will look to double their lead now from the penalty spot, and it looks like Anderson is the one to convert from the spot. Eric Anderson, blocked by the keeper. Wasn't the best of dives, but he guessed right, dove to his right, and made the save. to keep this a 1-0 lead for International. Not what we're looking for there for Anderson, as it wasn't a confident strike. And here's Aguilar now pushing forward and gets dispossessed just as quickly. Opportunity missed there to double up the lead for International. But they are on the offensive to make up for that mistake, as Teodorescu's making a run down the left. Piggott looks at him. He stays on side. Takes on Murayama Martin. And another miss hit there. International keeps it alive. Over to Trot. Down the right it goes for a cross into the box. Does not get past the first defender, but we get another corner out of that, as another player will enter the pitch for KidSuper Samba. It is number 20 entering the pitch now. We will most likely get you a name for that jersey at halftime, as we were only provided with the 8 that started this match. And the corner is taken quickly by International. Here comes the cross into the box, and there's a goal! Trot finds the back of the net, and this time it is 2-0, as International doubles up their lead in this first half. Beautiful set piece played there, as the extra man does not help out KidSuper's cause, and International makes it 2-0 on the evening. Jordan Trot with just his second goal of the game, but he made it count in what is now a 2-0 lead for International, as they look to continue to seal their first place position. Cleveland under pressure now. And out of bounds it goes, as International gets possession once again. There's Johnstone. Here's Stevens. And KidSuper gets the ball back, as is not out of play just yet. In the corner it goes, and out of bounds for International. Here's Anderson. Oh, lovely set play there. As either Yoko looks to chip the keeper, but Cleveland's to it first. Not out of harm's way just yet. Here comes another cross into the box, looking for Trot. Goes past everybody. There's Piggott to keep it in play. Over to Teodorescu, who curls it into the box. But Cleveland is right there to make his save. Feels like Cleveland has made up to like 5 saves up to this point, as he is the main reason why this game is still just 2-0 lead for International. Penalty save in the first couple of minutes of this match. Here's Anderson. Over to Johnston. Some more set plays here, as International has a firm command of this game. Good time to practice your little rotations that you do in practice, as KidSuper is still 2 men down in this match. And there is a lovely through ball to Teodorescu, who remains on side based on the linesman, who wants to make a move there, and it goes out of bounds instead for a KidSuper goal kick. It's a good time to remind you of the games to look out for on Game and Frame. Richmond County FC faces Doxa FC at 8 p.m. in the Metropolitan Conference, as well as Pan Cyprian Freedoms faces KidSuper Samba AC1 at 8 p.m. as well. This evening, you can find those on your Game in Frame live stream. KidSuper's looking to develop some offense here as Jackson's on the ball. Plays it further back to Cayetano Sanchez, who committed that penalty. But Anderson wasn't able to convert from the spot. And it is off the ref there. Polonia, as mentioned earlier, won their game and they go back to first place. At least they went back to first place with 41 points. But this international win will take him back up top with 42. As there's Anderson who takes a shot and it finds the back of the net. Past the keeper it goes, and Anderson makes up for his mistake earlier in the game. It is a 3-0 lead for International. There's only so much Cleveland is able to do in this game. He put a hand to it, but the force behind the shot was able to overpower the keeper, and it is a 3-0 lead for International. And a long shot from KidSuper. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So might as well at this point. And there's a play by International to restart play. Anderson netted his third goal on the season to go along with 3 assists. And it is given away there by Kraft as Aguilar is on the ball and is given right back to International. Aguilar continues to fight. It's going to be a long battle for this KidSuper squad until they make it 11 on 11. And it looks like they actually do have some reinforcement coming into this game at some point, as there are more rainbow jerseys on the bench. It looks like soon it will be 11 v 11 with this 3-0 deficit for KidSuper. Teodorescu's back on the ball. Plays it further back to Miguel. Here's Anderson. Over to Kraft. And that surely is going to be outside, and it is by the linesman, as Teodorescu is off once again. It's a little difficult to time your runs when you're facing a team down so many guys for this first half. So we are nearing the 23rd minute of this first half. 3-0 lead for International. Here's Kraft. Here's Miguel. Kraft still on the ball. Over to Teodorescu, this time onside. Looking to take on Cayetano once again. Has been beating him every time up to this point. There's a pass over to Trot, who skies it over the net for a KidSuper throw-in. That'll give us the opportunity to get another sub into the pitch for a KidSuper. See, he's lacing his shorts. That is number 19 coming on the pitch. Once again, we'll get you those names at halftime if we're able to. Starting to become a little bit more of a fair match as KidSuper now plays with 10 men. There's a through ball, and Kraft read it well to negate the damage. Anderson looking to play a 1-2 with Adeyokun, and Adeyokun gets there. Some hustle play there by the right winger. Fortunately gives it away, and here's Cayetano Sanchez, who's not going to be able to get past Anderson. There's Anderson looking for Teodorescu. Another offside call by the man up front. I'm going to need to start drawing lines at some point in this match. Looks like the ref is giving a talking to Jackson. Play is resumed for KidSuper. And there's an outside call for them this time around. Three-0 lead so far for International. Could be 4, could be more, as they face a team that gave them their largest defeat of the season by a 6-goal lead. International, when they beat them 8-2 earlier in the season. There was a missed pass there as Cleveland's going to get a goal kick. Stick around for halftime as we show you the play of the week coming in just about 20 minutes or so. And there's a foul there by the Yokun. A little too much force there, as Tommy Villena gets the brunt of that force. Today's Game and Frame broadcast is sponsored by Salt Athletic. Salt have made the world's freshest, most advanced cleat bag. The air case uses antimicrobial technology to block smell, making for odor-free car rides and houses. Salt is offering the Game and Frame community an exclusive discount. Scan the QR code to get 10% off. And remember, keep it fresh. And there's a play by Piggott. Looks to be onside, looks to chip the keeper and put just a little too much oomph on it as it goes over the crossbar. Would have been another highlight for the season for sure, but just put a little too much spice on that chip. Cleveland to take the goal kick. This wind isn't helping his cause, as it's a little windy over here in Manhattan near the water. Murayama Martin does well to recover possession there, but gives it right back. Ooh, and a dangerous tackle there by Jackson. Things are getting chippy over here. See, Jackson, is telling his counterpart Trot to back up, as it was a dangerous tackle. Doesn't look like the ref is going to book him. Just a little talking to so far. You're already down a man. Don't want to make it more. There goes Patel the rescue. Onside this time. Beats Aguilar. Cuts further inside. Looking for the pass now. He finds it and is blocked by Sanchez, as KidSuper looks to get out of harm's way. The Meg didn't work there. The clearance will do. And KidSuper is looking to get the ball back with Sanchez, looking for support. Finds it in the sub, number 20, but doesn't get it past the defender, the captain for International. As a dangerous neutralize, they play further back to the keeper in net, and that is Corrigan. Here's Kraft. Anderson with some space to work with, now getting surrounded by the rainbow shirts. Piggott out of position, gets past one player, gets past another, finds Teo the rescue. There's another back pass to Piggott, who has some space to work with, looking for the Yokun in the box, and it is blocked by the keeper again. Anderson looking for another service, looking for Piggott, and he fouls the defender instead. Cleveland has made some impressive saves in this match. to prevent at least 3 more goals from finding the back of the net. The Yokun's enemy up to this point, as most of those shots were saved on his shots. So we are nearing the 30-minute mark of the first half, 3-0 lead for International with 15 minutes left to play. There's a lovely ball by Sanchez, looking for the sub, number 20. He has an opportunity to score. He cuts inside again, takes a pass, and it creeps into the net as KidSuper finds their opening goal of the match with 15 minutes to go. Things could get interesting as the clean sheet is out of the question and KidSuper find their first goal, putting at least a good fight in this match that they've been down. Here's to the rescue. Gets past Aguilar with some shiftness. Aguilar still on him and does well to recover, and it looks like we're gonna get another corner for International. You have to wonder what this game would look like if it was 11v11 from the start. Here comes the corner. Into the box it goes. The defense to it first. Adeyokun to the rebound. Jackson looking to get it out of harm's way. Here comes another ball looking for Anderson. And Anderson not able to keep it in play as it goes out of bounds for another goal kick. About 13 minutes to play of regular time in this first half. 3-1 it is for International. Here's Johnston. Jackson with another foul. Refs telling him that is the last offense before a booking comes his way. Wasn't the worst tackle yet, but the accumulation is what the ref is referring to. Here's a service from Trot. I tell you, the rescue to it first, and he misses just by a couple of inches. And it looks like it was deflected for another corner. Anderson looks to be taking this corner once again. International is not done on the offensive. Plenty of game to play for. The first place is at risk. There's the service. There's a rebound. Can Trot get there? No, it looks like it was a foul. And KidSuper is looking to take this quick as they have a 2-on-3 working with. There goes the ball. Over to Diop. Chake pushing forward. Chake cutting aside. Takes a shot. And it was deflected for a corner on the other end for KidSuper. KidSuper deserves some credit. They have been fighting tooth and nail from the opening whistle. And it is only a 2-goal deficit now. Here's a corner from Jackson. Looking for Sanchez. And it's in the hands, firmly in control of Corrigan. Time to melt some clock here. And there's a kick by the keeper. There's Joshua Adeyokun. There's Piggott. Back to Joshua Adeyokun. Takes his defender well. Now has some space and time to work with. For the corner, for the cross it is. There's to the rescue. Making a move and loses the ball. Kraft recovers. And they give it right back. It is Murayama Martin looking for Jackson. Excuse me, I believe that is actually the sub that came onto the pitch. There's Murayama Martin, and his shot gets deflected for another corner. KidSuper with the better chances of late. Jackson to take this corner once again. One more goal definitely gets him back into this game. There's the service. Goes over everybody. There's a deflection. There's a sub who takes a shot! And it just goes past the crossbar. Past the post. As Corrigan will be thankful to see that go just wide to prevent things from getting more interesting. Since these subs, or since this reinforcement have come onto the pitch, it's been a different ball game. Johnston looking for Piggott. Piggott not able to control it there. We have about a little less than 10 minutes to go of the first half. 3-1 lead for International. Currently in first place of the league. CPR 2 to play later in the day at 3 p.m. who is currently in third place. Looking for Aguilar there, not able to connect, as Kraft will look to let that go out of play, and he does. Here comes a goal kick from Corrigan. Dropped down by Fisher. Fisher, number 21. Great move there by the winger for KidSuper, and he gets a foul out of that one. Time continues to come off the clock. We're nearing halftime. Jackson looking for support. Finds it in number 20. Been a nice pairing since he's come onto the pitch. And here's another addition as number 19 gives it to Sanchez. It's 20. Pushing forward. And loses the ball over there to Adiokun. And here's Anderson on the ball, who gives her right back. Sanchez over to Fisher. There's Sanchez. Here's Fisher. Vienna over to Jackson, looking for Sanchez. Now has some space to work with. Gives a pass there, but not on the same page. Gets the rebound though, and there's a shot, and saved at the line. Crucial intervention from International by Sam Kraft to prevent the second KidSuper goal of entering the back of the net. Not out of danger yet, as a long shot is taken and safely into the hands this time of Corrigan. KidSuper has just been continuing to knock on the door of the second goal of the match, and still not out of harm's way here, as Aguilar is back on the ball. Foul by Trott, And they'll look to take this quick once again. But there it is, stopped. They're going to set up a set piece here. Look to hopefully get this score down to a 3-2 lead for International before halftime. It's Jackson on the ball. Jackson takes it himself and is way off for another International goal kick. There it goes. Looking for the Yokun, but Vienna's to it first. Sanchez drops it down for his reinforcement up top. Here comes another cross into the box over to Sanchez, and Corrigan is to it first. Here it goes, looking for Alex Teodorescu, who is not able to keep it in bounds, as things aren't as comfortable as they were for International early on in this match. There's Johnson. Jackson with a nice flick on over Miguel. And there's another play over to Murayama Martin, looking to make a cut inside. There it is. And it is read well by Anderson, who gets in between that pass. And now finds Piggott, who's looking for Teodorescu with a lovely through ball. And Fisher's to it first. Now he's got to get it out of harm's way and trips and falls. But Aguilar is right there. It looks like he was fouled, but no call by the ref. Now it is. There's the whistle. As Aguilar still on the pitch, gets picked up by his opposing number 14, Trot. Jackson fighting valiantly and gets the ball for his efforts, and there's a foul there in the middle of the field for KidSuper, as we are now about 5 minutes or so from halftime. If KidSuper can find a goal here, International will have to pick it up in the second half to maintain first place position in the league. For International, their upcoming matches include Manhattan Celtic, who has only 2 wins on the season, just like this KidSuper squad. Afterwards, a big match against Polonia, May 4th. First and second teams face off for a match that is surely going to play a crucial role in who gets first place. Given away there, Trot read it well. Now looking for Piggott, who he finds, drops it down, gets over the tackle. Anderson over to Adeyokun. Back to Mario Piggott. Over to Anderson. Puts it across for Kraft. One times it into the box and into the hands of Cleveland. Looking to start the counter quick. But there's Johnston to prevent just that. We have less than 2 minutes to go now of regular time of this first half. It is just a 3-1 lead from International, though it could be much more. Here's Sanchez. The winger cutting inside for a KidSuper, looking for an opening. Finds Sanchez, read well by Kraft once again. And Teodorescu taken down with a harsh tackle. Looked like a leg to the midsection there. It's kind of hard to avoid on such a big athlete that Teodorescu is. And a yellow card has been shown to the player who made that tackle. That is the number 5, who came on late to this match. Teodorescu is slow to his feet as he continues to recover from that tackle. Big player for this international squad, but he is slowly getting back to his feet, recovering just before halftime. It's time to milk some clock here. And there's the whistle for halftime. 3-1 lead for International. Teodorescu scored. Anderson scored as well after missing his penalty. And Trott scored the 3rd goal for International as they have a 3-1 lead heading into halftime.
Bissell. And look at that recovery defense from Zabre, and look at that skill to beat Shaheen as well.
Still with Paxton. Paxton to toward Dagan. Dagan inside the 18-yard box. Dribbles away from 2, 3. Dagan! Goal for Brooklyn United!
Touch and hit. Low into that far post. What a strike from the Alloy man. Derek Ramirez gets Alloy on the board.
Charnas. Morales trying to get it in behind, and he is in behind. Atamangwe with a beautiful, delicate touch to open the scoring for Manhattan Celtic.
The hurdle comes through. Another tackle here from Bildy. Another tackle from him as well, and a double time special.
Munoz just moves out to the right. Rio, just enough of a touch back heel. Cook Jr. could be a shot. Hurtado Gomes, 1-0. His 9th goal of the season for Tomas de Andrade Gomes. Oh, now Campos. Campos is through. Diego Campos, it's around the keeper, and he scores for Galicia's 1st goal of the game. Diego Campos.
Rahi looking for the ball while he's in an offside position though. Pastrana gets past one with a cheeky little ball through the legs of the defender.
Harasabovic sends it long for Kurcic. He chests it down, has a shot over the head and into the net. What a goal! Incredible work to tie this game for Sanjak. It's level at 1.
My name is Austin Brummett. I'm a men's soccer player at San Diego State University, and I play forward. The Salt Air Case helps block odor from my cleats when I'm driving in my car or when I'm keeping my cleats inside my house, so I don't have to worry about it stinking up my room. It helps me keep track of my cleats and my shin guards, so I know that they're together, and I don't have to worry about tracking them down or losing them or stressing out about where they are. I would definitely rock this, walking to the games, walking around to my trainings. And it's super helpful for travel. When I travel in the airport to go to away games, it's not going to stink up my backpack or stink up the plane where I'm sitting. Magnetic strip on the top is super easy to open to take my cleats.
Programs. Scan the QR code or email us for a free consultation and start the journey to maximize your recruitment potential.
There is the whistle for the second half to commence. Pretty quick start, as International is going to defend their 3-1 lead up to this point. A sub comes on for them, and it is Ryan with the number 9 coming on the pitch to play up top. Here comes the ball into the box, looking for the Yokun. There is Cleveland to it first. Once again, like he was much of the first half, Piggott gets the ball back for International. Looking for Teodorescu. Actually, that is Ryan, excuse me. Now it's Teodorescu. Weaves past one tackle, weaves past another, and it gets taken down by the foul on the edge of the box by number 19 for KidSuper. We were supposed to get names to attach to those numbers that came onto the pitch in the first half. Unfortunately, we had a quick kickoff for the second half. We weren't able to do so. But we had 19, 5, and 20 for KidSuper that would just need to be referred to by their numbers, as we don't have a name for them. On the other end, here's Anderson, who already has a goal in this game, with perfect opportunity to make it 2. Taking a set by 17. That is Cohen, who forces a save by Cleveland and gets an early corner in the second half for International. And it comes quickly. Here comes the service by Anderson. Piggott wasn't able to get there. It goes all the way back to Kraft. Oh, and it's given away in a dangerous position. Here's number 20 for KidSuper, looking to push forward. Double tackle there by Kraft. Pushes away the danger, at least for a couple of seconds here, as KidSuper is still on the offensive. Not able to connect there, as it is safe in the hands of Corrigan once again. If my numbers are correct, it looks like KidSuper now has the 11 players on the pitch that they needed in the beginning of this whistle, the beginning of the match. It looks like they have another addition on the pitch. And we have now 11v11 for the second half. They looked dangerous towards the end of that match in the first half. What can they come up with now that is an even playing field? They have a 2-goal deficit to overcome. Here's Fisher on the ball. There's Sanchez. Back here to Fisher. Vienna not able to get past his man. And Piggott beats Fisher to the ball. Given away in a dangerous position of the field. Looking for Anderson, but Cleveland is there to it once again to negate the danger. (19) pushing further up the pitch for KidSuper. They have done well to keep this just a 2-goal lead for International. Anderson wasn't able to convert from the penalty spot in the first half, but still managed to find the back of the net from a lovely set piece position on a corner. The Yokun's shot has been saved on at least 2 occasions by Cleveland. And here is a dangerous position. Aguilar looking to put in a cross, and it is kicked away for a, I thought it was going to be a corner, but it looks like it's going to be a goal kick for International. Teodorescu found the back of the net as well as Trot for International to make it the 3 goals for them. Jordan Trott now with 2 goals on the season. Anderson with 3. And Teodorescu with 8 to tie Hakan Miguel for the lead on this international squad. There's Cohen, kicks the ball away, but only to Sanchez. There's Jackson. 19 for KidSuper, pushing up the pitch. Gets fouled by a wandering hand by Adeyokun. Thank you to the 4th official who gave me a roster now for KidSuper. Now we have some names for these jerseys. For 19, it looks like Mamadou Barry. Number 5, it is Tierno Barry, as this free kick is to be taken. There goes the service into the box, and it is headed away by Ryan for a corner for KidSuper. Fourth official came in clutch here. Now I have some names to work with for KidSuper as they're going to take this corner from the left side of the pitch. Here comes the service, into the box it goes. There's Fisher, and there's a 7 who takes a shot. Worth the effort, forces a save by Corrigan as they look to get this counterattack going. There's Piggott. Over to Kraft. Drops it down for the Adeyokun. Has some players to look out for in the middle of the box. Back to Kraft it goes. Adeyokun. Defense to it first. Sanchez trying to get it away from harm's way. Gets taken down. No call. Until the rescue. Has some space. Takes a shot. Fisher was there to block it in prime position. Trot looking to drop it down. But KidSuper comes out on top instead. There's Murayama Martin pushing up the pitch, looking for a cross, takes a shot, and it just skids away for an international goal kick. As international is going to be making a sub with number 99 entering the pitch. It looks like Teodorescu is going to be the man that gets taken out in his place. There's the captain, Stevens, who is starting momentum here for international. There's the early sub action, number 99. I believe that is Jallo. Back to him it goes. Back to Stevens. Neither team has been able to command firm possession of the ball just yet in the second half, as there is a foul there. I believe that is Eric Anderson who goes down on the floor for another international free kick. There's Cleveland giving commands to his defense to prevent this from finding the back of the net. There's a service into the hands of Cleveland. It goes as they start a counterattack. Not able to get to that pass was number 5, Tierno Barry. Instead it is Ryan for international. Over to Anderson. Back to Stevens it goes. Here's Jordan Trott. And there goes the service to Jallo, number 99, who was not able to get to that ball, as Cleveland has another goal kick to work with. number 20 on this KidSuper squad. It looks like it is Chadwayne Cridlin. We now have the full 11 for KidSuper accounted for, as they have a 2-goal deficit to overcome in the second half. For International, they would like to seal a victory to reclaim first place over Polonia. And there's a beautiful ball there for number 7, who's just not able to make the contact that was warranted. He had the space, he had the time, but the execution was lacking. And it is still a 3-1 lead for International. That was Dia, number 7 for KidSuper, that missed that chance. There's a clearance from the goalie looking for Adeyoku and drops for Jackson instead. Jackson looking for Dia, and there's a offside call on KidSuper. Corrigan to take the free kick, looking for the big man Adeyoku up top. His counterpart, big man Fisher, is first to that one, as Jackson plays it back for KidSuper to recompose, being pressured on by Adeyoku. Gets rid of him, and further up the pitch it goes to Aguilar, looking for Diao. It drops for Diao. He takes a shot, and once again isn't able to keep it on target, as it goes out of play for another International goal kick. There's a goal kick from International. Murayama Martin looking to get past Kraft, but Kraft is right there. Now it is to Jackson. Jackson loses it to a heap of black jerseys, but to get it right back, KidSuper, perfect shot, and he scores! Dia gets on the other end of that mistake, and would you believe it, KidSuper find their second goal of the match to make it just a 3-2 lead for International. Now things have gotten interesting, as KidSuper started this game with 8 men on the pitch. Now it is 11, and now it is just a one goal deficit for the second half. There's an early free kick granted to Anderson, as things are looking a lot different than the way they started this match. Diop kept attempting and found the back of the net. And here's Jordan Trott, who's also found the back of the net in this match. Jackson trying to get it out of harm's way. Finds Barry on the left side. There's Sanchez to Aguilar. Actually, that was Vienna, excuse me. Ryan drops it down for Piggott, who looks for a through ball and not able to make clean connection there, as Cleveland gets to it first. And it looks like International will make some needed subs now to regain command of this match. Ryan gets on the other end of that one. And there's a dangerous tackle there by Diop. The ref blows his whistle for a free kick. That is Cohen that takes exception to that tackle by Dia. Tries to make well on that one, but Cohen's not having any of it. As here's Trot on the other side, surrounded by rainbow jerseys. Over it goes to Johnston. Jallo now looking for Adeyoku to seem like, but Cleveland is to it first. Nice recovery there by Cohen. And here's Barry. Excuse me, that is Anderson. Being defended by Cayetano Sanchez. He looks to that guy and pass him. Now finds Adeoku one-on-one with the keeper. And the keeper comes out on top once again. But Adeoku catches this ball in play. Here's Trot, who can have it from distance. He does, and it goes dribbling out of bounds for a Cleveland goal kick. Just not Adeoku's evening. One-on-one with Cleveland. Cleveland has come out on top each and every time up to this point. And it is Cleveland to take this goal kick. There it goes. And it goes all the way back to Johnston. Now Anderson. Whistle has been blown for the man that is down on the pitch for KidSuper. Looks like his cleat wasn't well placed. And this international gets the ball right back. Looking for Jallo up top. KidSuper to it first. Here's Cohen. Now Ryan. Vienna gets the ball back. And now it's Barry over to Dia. Dia looking to play Murayama Martin, but not the best pass there. Still, they get a throw-in out of this possession. And there's a sub that's going to now be taking place for International. I guess not. They weren't ready just yet. So we resume play here as KidSuper is on the offensive. Jackson gets past one man. Now there's a shot now for Murayama Martin. Wasn't able to take it. Kraft to it first. It goes out of play, and the linesman says it is an International throw in. Things are not as comfortable as they once were for this International squad, facing this 2-win KidSuper Samba AC, who gets past a man. Barry takes a shot. Worth the effort, but it goes clear above the crossbar for an International goal kick. It was a 3-0 lead at one point in this match for International. Now it has been disintegrated to a 3-2 lead with KidSuper now at full strength. No subs available, but they have the 11 on the pitch that they needed. They win that one, but it lands to Ryan. Ryan trying to take on Vienna, gets taken down, and there's another yellow card shown to KidSuper as the ref signals that this is his third or fourth offense. Looks like International is going to make some more subs in this match. More jerseys that we don't have a name for, unfortunately. But here's a free kick by Trot. Cleared away by Barry. Actually, that was Cridlin, number 20. It goes further up the pitch to Ryan, who tries to drop it with his back. And here's Dio, taking his player one-on-one. Clearly has the speed on him. And now he puts a ball into the box, looking for Cridlin, but he's not able to make the contact as he was in great position to tie this game at 3 apiece. There's Jallo. There's Adeoku. Adeoku has some speed now. Adeoku gets past his man, takes a shot, and once again Cleveland blocks it. And wow, Piggott looked for the spectacular finish, but it wasn't to be, as it goes above the crossbar, and there remains the 3-2 lead for International. A lot of hands-on heads after that shot by Piggott. and he gets subbed off. So does Cohen with number 17. Number 5 enters the pitch for International. So does number 27. Here's Cleveland with the goal kick. Jackson to Sanchez. Jackson looking for some help, finds it in Fisher. Sanchez, lovely move to get past his opponent. And Kraft read that pass well. Adeyokun, the only man up top for help. He finds Adeyokun now, who again has some speed to work with. Looking to get past Barry, and Barry comes out on top and gets a throw in for International. Mamadou Barry with the number 19 playing some crucial defense on Adeyokun. And that is given right back to KidSuper, and there looks to be a foul on International. Given right away to Ryan, but he's not able to get a good touch on that as it goes for a goal kick for Cleveland. Jackson to start up the offense now. Here's Vienna. Not able to be on the same page there. Number 5 to get it out of harm's way, looking for Adeyokun. Finds Mamadou Barry instead. And Dio gets some service here and finds him back in the net to tie this game at 3 apiece. Out of nowhere, KidSuper has come right back from a 3-0 deficit. Make it 3-3. Wow. It is the 68th minute of the match, and it is tied now. KidSuper has done the impossible, starting this game with just 8 men on the pitch, have found a way to tie it right back up, and International is in danger of losing their first place position. Here is Sanchez on the ball. What an upset this would be to win. KidSuper has tied this game somehow. Here is Trot. Some composure is needed now for International. They cannot afford to let this win slip away. Polonia will be glad to see this scoreline, as they are currently in first place after their victory earlier today. And reminder, they have a game on hand on this International squad. And Fisher, not sure what planet he was on there, but it goes out of bounds for an International throw-in. This will surely be one of the crazier results I have seen in Game and Frame history. KidSuper in second to last place, only above Manhattan Celtic up to this point. And there's Ryan looking to give his team some life. Guess the ball taken away from him as Sanchez is trying to get away. It stays in play for International. Still in play. Jackson now clears it further up the pitch. Not the easy game it seemed like for the opening 20 minutes or so for this International squad. The sun is coming out. from Manhattan and Jack McManus Field as we have a game on our hands. 3-3. And here comes the service for Adeokun. Adeokun has some space to work with here. Looking for Ryan now. Ryan finding an opening. Jalo, no, 27 that is. And it gets deflected into the hands of Cleveland for KidSuper. Here's Barry. Back to Vienna. Tierno. Now it's Dio. 2 goals on his name on the evening. Here's Anderson on the ball now. Could that costly penalty that he missed early in this match be the difference between 3 and 1 point? Ryan's shot is safely in the hands of Cleveland, who, aside from Dio, would be getting man of the match claims for KidSuper. Has been ever so important for this lead not to have gotten out of hand as Fisher kicks that ball out of bounds. Here is Trot. Ball goes out of bounds once again for International. Trot once again. Trot again with the screamer. It would have been great, beautiful hit and strike from the man with already a goal in this game, but it goes out of bounds for a KidSuper goal kick. Take this opportunity to remind you of some games to look out for on your Game in Frame broadcast. We have Richmond County facing Doxa later today at 8 p.m., along with Pan Cyprian Freedoms versus KidSuper Samba AC at 8 p.m. as well in the APSL Metropolitan Conference. There's a through ball looking to find Cridlin, but Corrigan is to it first. This Sunday evening is looking to become a big decision maker in the standings for the Cosmopolitan Soccer League. Here comes the ball looking for Cridlin once again. Corrigan is there. Cridlin to it first, and Cridlin finds the back of the net. It is a 4-3 turnaround for this KidSuper squad. Can you believe it? 3-0 down. Started the match with just 8 men on the pitch. KidSuper with just 2 wins on the season has dethroned International from first place. This will surely be one of the most shocking results on the season if it remains this way. Absolutely insane scenes here in Jack McManus Field. Wow, just wow. That's all I can say right now, as International will need to turn this around. There is Ryan. There's a cross. And Fisher forces the corner for International. There is some tension in the air now. Wow. Here comes the service, and quickly kicked out of bounds for another corner for International. That penalty miss is proving costly now, more than ever, as International has given up 4 straight goals. There's a corner. Gets past everybody. Here's the second service. Safely once again into the hands of Cleveland, who's looking to start up play quick with Dio. And here's Tierno Barry over to Cleveland. And Kraft makes a crucial intervention for the corner on the other end, this time for KidSuper. Make sure to keep your eyes out for the plays of the week on Game and Frame. Follow us on Instagram at Game and Frame as well. You might see a goal or two from this match posted there, as we have crazy scenes here in Manhattan, New York. Another corner forced there for KidSuper. There is just 14 minutes left of regular time in this second half. There is taken quickly to Cayetano Sanchez. Back to Tierno Barry. You can feel there's some tension here on this pitch as International will be looking to regain a lead in this match. Before this game even took place, you could pencil in an International victory based on this team's form. Safely into the hands of Corrigan. 10-game undefeated streak entering today, and they find themselves down by a goal, 4-3 to KidSuper Samba AC2. The second place team in Division 1 is currently losing to the 11th place team. And that ball goes out of bounds, as we'll see some more subs taking place. Teodorescu and Piggott will come back onto the pitch as Adeoku exits, and so does Johnston. There's a goal kick by Cleveland. Trot to it first, drops it down for Jallo. Now Piggott is on the clear. He can score here, and it is saved by Cleveland. Pushed over the crossbar as International has another corner. Piggott looking to make instant impact, but Cleveland once again makes like his 20th save in this game. But here comes the corner from International. Not the best service there, as KidSuper looks to be going on a counter. That surely is a booking. There it is for the captain, Stevens. It looked like Mamadou Barry had some speed to his advantage. Stevens had to make that intervention, as he is still on the floor, slowly getting back up. We'll remind you that today's Game and Frame broadcast is sponsored by Salt Athletic. Salt have made the world's freshest, most advanced cleat bag. The air case uses antimicrobial technology to block smell, making for odor-free car rides and houses. Salt is offering the Game and Frame community an exclusive discount. Scan the QR code to get 10% off, and as always, keep it fresh. Barry mishit that, but Aguilar was there to get it out of harm's way. The clock continues to tick faster on this International team. There's Cridlin. KidSuper has been the team that has taken firm command of this match. International has a little over 10 minutes to work with to turn this score back around in their favor. There's the free kick by Jackson, and it goes into the hands of Corrigan. There's a quick kick by the goalkeeper, looking for Teo the rescue. It lands to Jallo instead. Jallo's still on the ball. He cuts inside. He takes a shot, and he scores! Beautiful goal kick, beautiful control, composure, and execution by Jallo. As it is now a 4-4 game. International has leveled it up. Hopes are still alive for first place. And KidSuper gives it right back. Out of bounds it goes. We are in for an exciting, thrilling, nerve-wracking ending to this game, as Cleveland has a ball in his hands, looking for Tierno Barry. Trying to drop that ball, get it out of harm's way. Jackson instead gets it for KidSuper. Even a draw will be a good result for the team in the 11th place today. But all that effort to score 4 goals in this match, you would think they'd want to end it with a dub. Ryan gets the better end of the defense, but he is called offside on that position. Claims of fouls against KidSuper, but the 4th linesman is hearing none of it. Cleveland looking for his options to get this goal kick going. Does not decide well, as Ryan was to it first, but friendly bounce over to KidSuper, and now Tierno Barry has some space to work with. Stevens is there to put some pressure on him. And he gets a corner out of it on this other end, as there is just 7 minutes to play in the second half regular time. We'll see how much time is added. We anxiously await this corner to be taken by KidSuper. In comes the corner. Corrigan is to it first. This was the way they scored their 4th goal. Can it pay off here with this goal kick? There's Gwitty, number 3. Back to Fisher. Ryan had some space there. Look for the pass instead for Jallo. There's Murayama Martin. Looking for Aguilar up the pitch. He does well to fight for his team. Diaw is on the other end of it. Diaw takes a shot and is still alive, but Barry wasn't able to get on the other end of that. Goes up out of bounds for another throw-in. It's Captain Sanchez back to Cridlin. Cridlin looking to make a move on his opposition. Gets a throw-in instead. 6 minutes of regular time to go. Piggott is on the other end of that. He has Teo the rescue up top to look for. He gets pulled down by Gwitty instead, and there's an easy booking for number 3 for KidSuper. The ref prevents play from being taken quickly as he continues to jot down the booking for number 3 of KidSuper. We have about 5 minutes to work with of regular time now. Still 4-4. Aguilar preventing that from going out of bounds. He finds Cridlin. Cridlin has some space, has some option. Cridlin still. Cridlin continues. He needs to let go of the ball there. Barry was wide open down the left side. Back to Cridlin, and not the good back pass that he was looking for. Here's Trot. Can International pull another goal in these last 5 minutes? We wait to see as Jallo continues to fight for that ball. Pushing down the left wing, takes a long shot, bounces into the hands of Cleveland. Here's Jackson. Aguilar looking for Murayama Martin, gives it right away. Anderson trying to regain possession for International, wasn't able to do so. Mamadou Barry looking for the through ball over to Murayama Martin. Kraft did just enough to get it out of his way. Corrigan under pressure there. Sanchez. Sanchez still. Based on the way this game has been going, can't rule out late game dramatics. So we have seen 8 goals in this match. There's Murayama Martin. Loses possession. Now it is Stevens looking for Piggott. And Cleveland's off his line. Dangerous ball there, but Giddy is able to drop it down. There's Jallo winning it back for International. The men in black push up with numbers. Jallo on the edge of the box. Over to Piggott. Piggott take a shot. It gets deflected. Taylor Rescue still keeps it alive. Still Taylor Rescue. Gets past 2. But into the hands of Cleveland he goes. Oh, and a dangerous tackle there by the sub number 5 for International. And it is a red card shown by the dangerous tackle. And there's a shoving match now, yellow for Dio. Now the men down, it's International. They finished this match with 10 players on the pitch. Straight red it was. High tackle, says the main official. As it looks like Tierno Barry's still down on the pitch. Surely there will be even more extra time to be added, along with the many goals we've seen in the second half. The subbed on player in the second half comes off the pitch. That is number 5. As Tierno Barry, number 5 for KidSuper, is back onto his feet, looking to put the finishing touches on this match. The results hold. International will end the day with 40 points. Corrigan gets to that the second time around. 40 points for International, while Polonia is in first with 41 with a game in hand. Tierno looking to get on the other end of that. Stevens doing what he can to get it out of the way. Here's Ryan now. Trot looking for Jallo, who is offside. Closing minutes of the match. There's a free kick by Jackson. The full 90 have been played. Now we are in extra time. Jallo is wide open down the left wing. Sanchez is 2 at first for KidSuper. And there's a clearance by him. Anderson looking to get on the other end of that. Jackson to it instead. Jackson has numbers to work with. Here's Tierno Barry. Looking to take on his opponent one-on-one. And he does just enough, but it goes into the hands of Corrigan. Still with these goal kicks, the sun in the way for the defense. Up in the air it goes. Here's Jackson once again. Over to Dia. He already has 2 goals on the evening. Murayama Martin. Trot looking for Teodorescu. One-on-one with Sanchez. And Sanchez comes out on top. Kicked out of the way by Cleveland. We are now in extra time of this 90 minutes. Teodorescu with the spin. Barry. That was Ryan who took that shot. Dia continues to push forward. Continues to be a threat up top. Jordan Trot. Here's Jallo. 99 makes a move. 99 puts it in the box, and there's a goal! Ryan saves the day for International. The 5th goal they were looking for. It is a 5-4 lead now, and back in first place goes International. Right in the break of time, Jallo finds the ball into the box. And they have turned it right back around in their favor. What a match. From 3-0 to 4-3 KidSuper. And right back to 5-4 International. It may just be seconds. Looks like a minute left. And KidSuper has given this lead away. Would have been a historic victory for them on the season. But International has found a way to come right back on top. Here's Dia. Only cleared away by International. Back on top they go with 42 points now. Trot now, putting the nail in the coffin. Here's Piggott. Piggott one-on-one. Piggott with the shot. Piggott with the goal! There it goes. There's a victory International we're looking for. And it is 6-4 for the men in black. There's a final whistle. Game over, International wins. They find the victory in the last seconds of the match. And back in first place they go. Bunch of tired men on the pitch. But there is also some excitement, some sense of relief in this victory for your New York International FC.